far along this road, and now I'm home. Shalom, shalom. In the love of God, I am home. I am home. I am home. I have traveled far along this road, and now I'm home. Shalom, shalom. In the love of God, I am home.
Good morning and welcome to Unity, spirituality with open hearts and open minds. Welcome to this Palm Sunday as we begin the High Holy Week that will lead us to Easter next Sunday. And I Am Home is such a perfect song. The first time I went to a Unity church was in Dallas 35 years ago, and I cried because I thought, I finally found my people. So I love it when we sing I Am Home, and it has special meaning for Lane and I today because we are so thrilled. Our daughter Annie, who you've met before, is back from Dallas visiting for the week, and our son JR and his son David are here from Mexico and California, and so I Am Home. They are home in our home, and we shared pizza last night and Caesar salad and pie from Hill Bottom, which you all know is wonderful. And so they're going to be here this week. So they'll be here after service, so you can come up and say hi and welcome them home to Port Townsend as well. But we're so thrilled that you're here. Mwah, would love you. Oh, and so now we're going to open our service as we always do, singing Come Light, Light of God, as we light the Christ candle that reminds us of the divine spark and soul that is in each and every person and the divine light that infills the world and all of nature. If you're at home on Zoom, this is the time for you to light your candle as well. Come light, light of God. Come light, light of God, give light to creation, enlighten our hearts and remain with your world. Come light, light of God, give light to creation, enlighten our hearts and remain with your world. Oh, so who are we? We are an authentic, transformative, spiritual community centered in God. We co-create a world that works for all. So I invite you to stand now, and we're going to do our opening song, which is Peace.
Peace flows through me. Peace flows through me.
sit, just take a moment and silently just recognize the presence of peace in the people all around you this day. Through us, the world will transform and be centered in the path of peace and love, the path of the Christ. And now I invite you to sit down, and Bianca is here. David's at Unity Village doing a Nehemiah retreat, so we're blessed to have Bianca, and we are so blessed with our music team here. Clara wrote the song that we just sang, and Ron is going to be doing one of his songs later. So how blessed we are. Bianca.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning also to any new visitors. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy our service today, and we're happy to have you with us. So today is, of course, a very important day in the Christian calendar, Palm Sunday. And we have a very important thing that came up in our little Lent book that I would like to read you in case you didn't have it. And I want to talk about the whole thing as far as what was Jesus's purpose, what was he doing, and how were all the people treating him. Okay? And then I want to go back to the word purpose. But as we all know, Palm Sunday commemorates Jesus' return into Jerusalem, riding a donkey calf while his followers shouted Hosanna and waved palm branches. It's such a juxtaposition, how do you like that word, that this joyous occasion heralds the start of Holy Week, which became the final week of Jesus' life, culminating in his crucifixion. So here are people shouting Hosanna and treating him like the coming of God, okay? And then the highs and the lows in Jesus' life are all in 1 week. The high, of Hosanna, and then the low culminating in his crucifixion. But Jesus stuck with what he came to do. It was his purpose, and as we recall in the Garden of Gethsemane, he tried to get God to take that purpose from him. But he said, I will do it if that's what you want me to do, God. And so he's doing it. And we all need to think about those things too. We all have highs and lows in our life, but God has a purpose for us. As you all know, we in Unity believe that we are spiritual beings, okay, having a human experience for a divine reason, okay? And that's what I want to bring up to you. Because what makes it even more amazing is Jesus knew there were forces of oppression gathering around him. And with that kind of foreknowledge, who wouldn't think of turning away? Okay? Who wouldn't consider self-preservation? Jesus enters Jerusalem knowing he could not control other people's actions and how the following days would unfold, or even whether he would survive. Okay? So what can we learn from Palm Sunday? Maybe it's a lesson that for anything to be accomplished, it must first be begun. Holding a vision of a promise fulfilled keeps us going during our most difficult moments. That the possibility of disappointment and failure should not dampen our joy to start and our willingness to persevere in the time of failure and difficulty. So let me loop back to the word purpose, because while I was getting ready to talk today, I thought, what is the key here for me? And so hopefully this will also resonate to you. Jesus had a very important purpose here. He was our way shower. He never said, worship me. He said, follow me. I will show you the way. I will teach you, and you will do things greater than me. Okay? He didn't want people to treat him like a king. He wanted to show us how we humans also have that Spirit of God, that Christ consciousness in us, each and every one of us. Okay, so purpose. Mark Twain once wrote, "The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you discover why." The, the why is, the why of life is your purpose. All right? Think about that. Why? Why are you particular? You with all of your skills and abilities, you with every little special thing about you. Why are you here at this time in this part of the world? What are you doing to add to the happiness, the joy of your surroundings, other people, yourself, with all of your special skills? Okay, every single one of us. One of my favorite analogies is all of us are diamonds. We all have different facets in our life. We are mothers, daughters, children, husbands, wives, teachers. We are different people. We have different parts of our life. But each and every one of those is important for somebody else in your life, okay? And for you. So, your purpose is not something you can acquire from another person, okay? This purpose is not the same as a goal. It's more like a compass or a map, okay? It's guiding you. What excites you. It brings you joy. And if you haven't figured out why or what it is, a lot of times you can remember back to your childhood, and maybe in the age range of anywhere from 8 to 12, there were things that really interested you and you pursued them, and many times those things become your purpose or your thing that you're going to pursue. You know that you like to help people. You know you like to teach people. You know you're more into, fixing a boo-boo on somebody's knee. Things that are different. You have things that you're good at. You gravitate toward music. You gravitate toward poetry. You gravitate toward creative art. Those are when things really start. And then, of course, you go through school, and a lot of times those all get squashed down because people want you to be practical, earn a living, do the things you need to do. But don't forget, now that we're all a bunch older, okay, remember that thing that you really had enjoyed, that brings you joy, because when it brings you joy, it's bringing other people joy. All right? And that's really the purpose of why we're here. You know, we're here as humans to enjoy the material plane, suffer through some of the pain and anguish of being on the material plane, like getting sick and all of those things. But in the end, what Jesus is showing us at the end of the Holy Week is, hey, you are just like this. I'm in human form, but I'm a spiritual being. So are you. You can get crucified, and you're going to come out as a spiritual being. Your spiritual being lives forever, okay? Your human parts fall away. And that's really what Jesus' purpose was to teach us all the things that we need to learn about being a two-in-one here. You know, spiritual being with a human body going through human experience. So remember that Jesus is doing his purpose. People wondered why he didn't turn away, because he realized that's why he was here, and he was going to follow through. And when you're on your purpose, and sometimes it gets hard, realize you're going to persevere. And if you get really sick and you get cancer, parts of that are actually on purpose. Maybe you're teaching other people how to be compassionate. Maybe you're part of a study that's helping bring along the whole science of health on this planet. Maybe you're just a wonderful person who can show others how to be compassionate even during times of pain and anguish. So think about your purpose and Jesus' purpose. And now I need to read the daily word, because I've been going on and on about this. And because I'm very passionate about that. So let's talk about the daily word. Palm Sunday. On Palm Sunday, I celebrate the divine presence within. Today is Palm Sunday, the commemoration of Jesus' arrival in Jerusalem that symbolizes the awakening of the Christ awareness in humankind. Those who followed Jesus into Jerusalem shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord." Imagining this joyous scene, I feel inspired to follow Jesus' actions and express more and more of the love, peace, joy, and light of my Christ nature. As Holy Week begins, I open my heart and mind to more fully embody and share the Christ of my being. I feel blessed knowing others around the world are doing the same. Together, we bring peace and healing to the world and to one another, fulfilling the promise of Jesus. And from John 12, verse 13. So they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, "Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord." And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Bianca. I can tell that's part of your calling, what you just shared, no doubt. Couldn't you feel it just radiating through her? Oh, thank you. And now we get to settle into our time of prayer and meditation together, where we let the outer world kind of fall away and we move from this outer sanctuary we're blessed to share into the inner sanctuary that abides at the core of our being. That's that place where we always touch the hem of the divine, no matter where we're journeying in life or what is transpiring. So let us use the song Sanctuary to carry us deep within, and then when we're complete, that same song will bring us back out to this outer sanctuary with a realization that truly both our inner life and our outer life are interwoven in ways that are miraculous and amazing and wonderful. Sanctuary. Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Oh, so just settle into this holy moment. Slow and deep in your breathing. Feel yourself surrounded by kindred souls who care about you and love you exactly as you are. Feel Mother Earth beneath your feet, nourishing and sustaining you on this journey of life. Feel Father Sky above your head with infinite possibilities and light by day and by night, filled with the movement of spirit and the wind bringing new possibilities. Be aware of the created world all around you, with all of its kingdoms of mineral and plant and animal, as well as the kingdom of humanity in all of its infinite variety and forms. Feel yourself placed in this moment to be the light of the divine for yourself and for others. And know that you are loved right where you are and as you are. As we enter into this Holy Week, it will be filled with extreme ups and downs, times alone, times with inner circle, times with the outer world and the crowds of people, all held in the sacred space of this week. Take a moment now and just journey back through your life and realize the ups and downs that you've experienced that have brought you to this moment, and allow the blessing and the gift and the light to shine through those that were challenging, and feel the compassion, love, and joy of those moments that for you were celebrations and connections of love. Just take a moment and realize the depth and breadth of your own spiritual journey to this holy moment. Feel how that sense of purpose that came imprinted upon your soul with your first breath, and it will carry you through life even beyond that last breath. Take a moment to reconnect with that sense of purpose. And reconnect with the presence of the divine in all of its forms that meet you all the way upon the road of your soul journey. Open to receive now a beautiful gift of ancient scripture from Psalm 16, as translated by Nancy Merrill in Praying with the Psalms. Let this be a comfort, a touchstone, and an inspiration for your coming week. Remain ever before me, O living presence, for in you I am safe. You are my beloved, and in you and through you I can do all things. I look to those who are at one with you and learn from them of your ways. My delight increases each time I sense your presence within me. Songs of praise well up from my heart. Love is my chosen food, my cup, holding me in its power. Where'er I have come from, where'er I shall go, love is my birthright, my true estate. I bless the counselor who goes my way and guides me. In the night also does my heart instruct me. I walk beside the Spirit of truth. I celebrate the light. I bask in the oneness of all. Thus my heart is glad and my soul rejoices. I shall not be afraid, nor fall into the pit of despair. For in love's presence I know fullness of joy. You are my beloved, and in you I will live forever. And so in this spiritual awareness, I invite you to offer all the prayers that are yours this day, silently or aloud, however you are so guided, surrounded by kindred souls. Lift up your prayers and know we lift them up with you, and with open hearts and open arms, we welcome their unfoldings in the coming moments and days and years. Let us pray. To these prayers, we add all of those entrusted to our High Watch prayer chaplains, written, spoken, or sent soul to soul. And we open in gratitude that through us, living light and compassion and wisdom can come into the world. In deep gratitude, we unite our hearts with all of those all around the world this day who pray for peace and compassion and the wisdom that comes from the heart. And so gather up and prepare to return back to your outer life, renewed, restored, and rededicated to the unfolding of your soul journey. But as you go, a wonderful piece from Jan Richardson's Circle of Grace. Beloved is where we begin. This is the perfect message for this Holy Week, this Palm Sunday, as we move through the unfoldings not only of these high holy days, but in the holiness of our own lives. Beloved is where we begin. If you would enter into the wilderness, do not begin without a blessing. Do not leave without hearing who you are, beloved, named by the one who has traveled this path before you. Do not go without letting it echo in your ears. And if you find it hard to let it into your heart, do not despair. That is what this journey is for. I cannot promise that this blessing will free you from danger, from fear, from hunger or thirst, from the scorching of the sun or the fall of the night. But I can tell you that on this path there will be help. I can tell you that on this way there will be rest. I can tell you that you will know the strange graces that come to our aid only on a road such as this, that fly to meet us bearing comfort and strength, that come alongside us for no other cause than to lean themselves toward our ear and whisper with their curious insistence, whispering our name, beloved, beloved, beloved. And so go forth from a time of prayer and meditation with a blessing, knowing that truly you are beloved. Let us now unite our voices, calling one another back to this circle of love and companionship. Sanctuary.
Prepare me to be a sanctuary, broken-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you.
Om, amen, and blessed be. I behold the divine light and love in each and every one of you. And we are all grateful that you are in our world here and now. And now we get the gift of special music, Make the World a World of Peace. This is one of Ron's songs, and we're so excited because Kelly's here to sing as well, and Clara, of course.
Live in a world that's wide awake. Live in a world that love creates. Clothe the thought with life divine. Take it to the mountaintop and let it shine. We can make the world a world of peace. We can be the change we want to see. Make the world. We can make the change today. We can choose to do what's right. We can find a better way. We can live in the light. We can live in the light. Where there is hate, let love be sown. Where there is injury, let forgiveness come. Won't you stand up and take the lead to make the world a world of peace? We can make the world a world of peace. We can make the world a world of peace. Make the world. We can make the change today. We can choose to do what's right. We can find a
That alone could be the message of the day. Make the world a world of peace. And it starts for each of us. And one of the things that I remember when I first got into unity and metaphysics and started studying and I went to a Methodist seminary for a while to maybe be a lay minister. And I learned there as well that the word Jerusalem means habitation of peace. Jesus coming into Jerusalem. It's the heart center of 3 of the major world religious paths. We haven't quite reached peace in Jerusalem yet, but it's what we're called to, and it comes through each and every one of us. And so today is Palm Sunday, and we have palms on the altar. If you'd like to take one home for your home altar, please feel free to do so at the end of the service. They're here being blessed by all of our love and presence and by the presence of peace. And one of the things that I've always loved about the palms from Palm Sunday is a lot of people don't realize, but that's what is burned. So the next year, as Lent begins on Ash Wednesday and the ashes are placed on your forehead, on your third eye of spiritual vision, those are the palms from the prior Palm Sunday. And it shows that circle of life, and that the wonderful green of the palms becomes the ashes, and then out of the ashes we get the vision to be reborn with the new spring that comes once again. Easter Sunday, of course, is next week, and it floats around on the calendar. And a lot of holidays are set on a particular day, but Easter doesn't. Sometimes it's in March, sometimes it's in April, and I love the fact that it's lunar-based. Solar-based is more about the outer world in action. Lunar-based is the inner world of spirit and all that we connect with in the darkness by the light of the moon. And being lunar-based, it's the first Sunday after the first full moon on or after the spring equinox. And I love the fact that even the most traditional religious structures set the high holy day of Easter based on the cycles of nature and earth and human embodiment. And so we had the spring equinox, which is also called Ostara in the earth traditions, back on March the 20th. And that's the day, a time of equal balance between day and night. Passover, which is the Jewish tradition, began last night at sunset, and it goes all the way through and ends at sunset on Easter Sunday next week. That doesn't happen real often. I remember back about 10 years ago, Eid al-Fitr from Ramadan and the Jewish Passover and our High Holy Week all happened the exact same week. That's even more rare. But we get to connect with that tradition. And Passover was when the Jewish people, when they were in Egypt, they were told to mark their lentils with the blood of the lamb. And then when the angel of death came through, it would pass over the houses of those who were in the Jewish tradition. It was part of what released them to then go into the wilderness with Moses. It freed them from where they were stuck, to open them into doing something new and different and going into the wilderness. And it took them 40 years to get to the Holy Land, finally, where they did. And if you look geographically, they had to walk in circles for a lot of that time. It's not that far geographically, but it's that far in terms of shift and consciousness, being able to do that. So we have Passover. Ramadan just ended on March 29th, and Ramadan for the Muslim tradition is the honoring of the time in which the Quran was revealed to Muhammad. So with the coming of the spring light is when the Quran was revealed to him. Nowruz, for all of our brothers and sisters in the Zoroastrian and Baha'i traditions, is the Persian New Year. And we just had that back on March 20th and 21st with the spring equinox. And Holi, H-O-L-I, is the Hindu festival of colors, where they throw the colored powder all over and celebrate life and rebirth and joy and the fact that life will always transcend the power of death and that joy will always transcend challenge and grief. So all of these world traditions, just like at Christmas, have different things that all take place at the same time. And it's about new life, and it's about the beauty of spring, not only out in nature that we're seeing all around now, but within our own hearts. We are connected with nature and nature with us. That's why the Master Way Shower Jesus constantly used analogies and stories about nature, because he knew that it was about not only spirit, but embodiment and how we live it. Don Curtis, who was my first Unity minister in the Way of the Christ, says this: "We are all disciples whether we know it or not. The spiritual path eternally beckons to all of us. Those who follow the upward path make a conscious decision to follow the Christ light, to aspire to truth, to embody the good, and to express divine ideas, what the Master called the way, the truth, and the life." It's all about incarnated spirituality. This Holy Week is about a living example of how we can go through life with all of the ups and downs and ins and outs and maintain a center of peace. It wobbles. His wobbled. It's okay. But that faith and that peace is what grounds us here as the light of God, but also connects us with the spiritual presence of the divine that is that eternal light that even the quantum physicists have discovered, the spark of light that begins all of creation. Some of the scientists even now call it the God spark, because it's so like what happens in the book of Genesis. And so Palm Sunday, Jesus comes into the habitation of peace. He comes in for Passover. That time they folded over just like they are this year for now, which to me means this is a year where the energies are going to be supporting you in really grokking the message, not only of Easter Sunday, but of the week before that starts this day. It's about new consciousness being born. It's about the depth of soul growth that comes through moving through, not avoiding or hiding from. Moving through. In the wonderful, famous scripture we all love, the 23rd Psalm, it says, "You move through the valley of the shadow of death." Move through it. Don't build a house there, set up a tent there. Move through, but don't avoid. The only way for spiritual growth is to go through whatever experiences our life brings us, even if they're ones that, like for Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, if this can be passed from me, let it be passed. How many of us have not said that about something in our lives? And then he goes to the earth, lays on Mother Earth, and connects. And then he draws strength, and then he says, "Not my will, but thine be done." That insight of Let me do my purpose. Let me do what I've been sent to do. Before that experience in the Garden of Gethsemane, he'd been the night before in the upper room with the inner circle, where he did the foot washing and did communion that included all of the disciples. All of them were part of that moment, as was the inner circle that was not only men, but also women were present. And so the upper room let him come together with the people that got the message and were supportive, and were kind of that, we all have that inner circle in our lives. It's our families of choice, it's our spiritual community. And then he gifted them with the gift of communion, where he took two elements that were normal, everyday elements that whether you were rich or poor, you would have in your home. Bread and wine. And said, let these be symbols that I will be with you always. He gave them that gift in the upper room, upper meaning higher consciousness and realization. And we celebrate that tradition to this day. Seeing the bread in unity, the bread is the very substance of life and physicality. And the wine is the flow of energy that comes through us from spirit. He did the Via Dolorosa, the path of the sorrows, that's the 14 stations of the cross that you find in Catholic churches. And that remembers all of the different things that happened along the way, including the condemnation, the carrying of the cross, falling 3 times, having people help him along the way. Mary was there. Mary Magdalene was there. Veronica gave him a cloth that they have in the Vatican that was imprinted, they say, with his face. Simon came and said, let me carry the cross for you for a while. And the daughters of Jerusalem wept and sent him love and support. What a wonderful reminder that when we go through things as well, we always, in the United States in particular, we have the old John Wayne, I'm going to do it on my own. No. Doing it with your own spiritual strength is important, but to also support others and allow others to support you is part of the deepest spiritual path you can walk. And so on that journey, he let others help him, even as he had helped them as he shared his message. I love that Bianca this morning reminded us of our 5th unity principle. That's one of my favorites. We are eternal spiritual beings having an earthly experience for a divine reason. And I love that last part. It's for a reason. It's for soul growth, not only for us individually, but for us collectively as a planet. So Holy Week is about our divine humanity, and Jesus lived it at every level. He was celebrated and then unfairly condemned. He was in an inner circle, and then those very people fell asleep while he was in the garden, and he was betrayed, and they fell asleep, and it was all part of this unfolding process. He was in the world with the palms, and then he is in the Garden of Gethsemane, all alone. Jesus, in all of the miracles and major teachings, went up for a while before he did the miracle or the teaching. He knew you needed time to gather your energies within and to get that spiritual center that would carry you through. He walked the journey authentically, through it, not avoiding it, and it shows us that as we encounter things on the path of life, we can be present in the midst of everything and know that we don't walk alone. The other piece that's part of the Easter story that I've always loved is he's wearing the seamless garment, it's mentioned. And a seamless garment would have been one of incredible value because of the way it was woven. It would have been like a royal robe, something very, very special. And what it represents was Jesus' wholeness of soul and consciousness. Most of us have a few seams here and there. We'll get to the point where we don't, but he, wearing this robe with no seams, was completely connected with the presence of the divine. And that included the time in the garden, if I don't have to do this, and the time on his cross where he says, Abba, Father, where are you? And then reconnects, and that presence returns to that center. That outer garment is symbolic of our own eternal souls that are taking this form in this lifetime so that we can grow and evolve. It's time for us to weave back the torn edges and to reconnect the jagged pieces that have been torn apart. That's what we're called to do in the fabric of our consciousness ourselves and in what we share on this planet now. We are called to embody our spirituality and to help that navigate through the world no matter what is going on. You have a seamless garment that is your soul, your divine essence and spark from God. You have that. It's about being willing to put it on and let it show. In Scripture, Jesus says, let your light shine, don't hide it under a bushel barrel. Let it shine. When we do acts of kindness and compassion, when we say prayers and we meditate, when we look out the beauty of nature and see the divine in everything, we are having those moments of seamless garment. The seamless garment is said to follow the promptings of the heart. You must discover your courage, faith, strength, and conviction. All of these are qualities every heart possesses. Heart-centeredness is what is the protection against negativity. Negativity can never penetrate the heart center, and love always welcomes a similar vibration. And so if you see yourself as a presence of the divine, see others, whether you agree with them or not, as presence of the divine, we are then putting on that eternal spiritual understanding of who we really are and cloaking our divine humanity with it as we walk through the world. And through us, we can create Jerusalem, the habitation of peace. Doing this is a challenge, needless to say. So I've given you a handout on the chairs, and this is a way to encounter this Holy Week at greater depth than you've ever done it before. There is a focus for each day that echoes the fact that you are a divine human and you're also an eternal soul that is here experiencing this world. And so today is about peace consciousness, settling into peace. Those of you who were here when Simon DeVoyle was here, be still and know that I am God. That be still and know. Tomorrow, as we unite with our Jewish brothers and sisters, it's about Passover. It's about being present now. It's about the palms that become the ashes. It's the markers upon your soul that the angel of death passes over as you embrace new life. So faith and hope abide. Tuesday is denials and affirmations. In unity, we believe in the power of our thought, and how we perceive the world tends to be how it unfolds for us. And so denials is releasing what you need to release. And they say you need to do that with the gentleness of whisking away cobwebs, which I really didn't get until I moved to the Pacific Northwest. You try and beat a cobweb and it just sticks even more. Gently letting go of that which you need to let go of. You don't want to attach energy to it, but affirm, claiming what it is that you want in your hearts, not only for yourself, but for all of those you love. Wednesday is co-creation and aligning with the will, like in the Garden of Gethsemane, that kind of alignment. And it's trusting that highest and best always unfold in right and perfect time. And I've since added on with gentleness and grace. Thursday is communion. That is the high room with communion. And so it's embracing love, offering and receiving support. Do that consciously on Thursday. Good Friday, the day of the crucifixion, is the surrendering, and into thy hands I commit my spirit. Into my higher self I pour my life for insight and understanding. Sacred Saturday is a day of quiet, inner transformation, new possibilities that you begin to breathe into your presence. And then on Easter Sunday is the arising of the divine light, being restored, renewed, and rededicated. So that is your holy path for this week, if you would like to do it. And it's a wonderful time to also review your life and heal the things that have gone before that perhaps are not healed yet. To remember the miracles and the wonders all along the way that perhaps you've forgotten. This week is a week to truly do that. And I'd like to invite you into this week with a wonderful passage from Donna Markova. Let us swing wide all the doors and windows of our hearts on their rusty hinges, so we may learn how to open in love. Let us see the light in the other and honor it, so that we may lift one another on our shoulders and carry each other along. Let holiness move in us, so we may pay attention to its still small voice and give ourselves to life fully with both hands. An invitation. I hope you take it. And it starts now as we embody it with the singing of our congregational inspirational song. So I invite you now to stand and to take all that energy of the message and let it settle into you at every level of being, body, mind, heart, and soul, as you give it words and unite your voices with all of those around you.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. 1, 2, 3. I got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river in my soul. Yes, I've got love like a river.
Please be seated.
So now it's the time in our service when we collect the offering. And so while you are getting out your offering, I am going to say something I forgot to say when I was talking about purpose, and that is reading something from Rumi. Rumi, the very famous poet from the 13th century. When we are in alignment with our purpose, our lives work. This is not him yet. And when we are not in alignment, we suffer and struggle. Rumi, the 13th century Sufi poet, said it this way: "There is one thing in the world that you must never forget to do. If you forget everything else and not this, there's nothing to worry about. But if you remember everything else and forget this, then you will have done nothing in your life." That work is your purpose, and each is specific to each person. So you each have a purpose. Everybody does. That's why we're here on this planet at this time. And so now let's take care of the offering, because that's very important for the purpose of keeping the church functioning and running financially. And so I would like you all to please repeat with me. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude for me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
Sweet, sweet Spirit, in deep gratitude, receiving these gifts, we send them forward into this world as the presence of peace and love and wisdom in, through, and as this community of faith. We bless each one who is given from the depths of their soul, and we send them our deep gratitude and our celebration that we get to live in this world together and to co-create a world that works for all through peace and compassion and wisdom. And so it is in loving light. Om, amen, and blessed be. Thank you.
All right, let's have some announcements. Okay, today is the last day of Pam's workshop, Transcending Difficult Times. It's at 2 o'clock this afternoon in the Hearth Room. And you are welcome to drop in, even if you didn't come to the other two, because it all works together in the end. So Pam's got great, wonderful wisdom to tell us how to transcend difficult times. Very important. As you can see, the men's group, first Saturday of the month, we're doing craft circles, and they are starting, I believe, this week, Thursdays, 12 to 2. We're going to start the Course of Love circles right after Easter, so Tuesday after Easter's Earth Day, and we're going to have a get-together to sign up for the Course of Love circles. Lots of other good things are on the website. Very important that you remember in 2 weeks, we are going to have a fantastic concert here. There's little flyers out there. Michael Mandrell, who I don't know if all of you know, but he's the most amazing guitarist I have ever heard in my life. And David Michael, the Celtic harpist, who many of you know who lives in town, they're going to do a joint concert right here on Sunday the 27th at 7 o'clock in the evening. And it's all original acoustic music. It's all about celebrating spring. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. Okay? So please, we have a sign-up sheet for that. Sign up. Advance tickets are $25, and at the door it will be $30. So get your tickets early because you pay less. And it is also a fundraiser for us. Okay, we are sharing in the take of the concert money. So it really helps if you come to a fantastic concert, and we get half the money, which is always a wonderful thing. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm a big proponent of Michael Mandrell, and I believe he's going to be a guest musician on Sunday service on the 27th, so you'll get a sample of how amazing he really is. Okay, and let's see, what else does Pam have for me? Oh, guess what? Tomorrow is Pam's birthday. And to celebrate that, I got a lovely cake. I believe Pam's favorite cake is carrot cake. Is that right? So I got a big carrot cake, all right? And it will be out there, and please come have a piece of carrot cake and all the other goodies that are out there today. And finally, Easter Sunday, we're having a potluck after service. And so there's a sign-up sheet out there for you just to put your name down. Are you bringing a main dish, a side dish, or a dessert? You don't have to tell us what it is, but we just didn't want to get all desserts or all a bunch of salad with no dessert. Okay, so just put your name down in the column of what it is that you think you might want to make, and you can pick what that is if you pick side dish, main dish, whatever it is. So just do it so we know we have enough food, because we're hoping for every one of you to be here for that. And as a final note, Helma has been very, very diligent keeping the high watch for us. She's the prayer chaplain today. And if anybody has any prayers that they would like to have a prayer chaplain prayer with them, please meet Helma after service. There's also the prayer box in the back where you can fill out a prayer slip, and we send those into Silent Unity, and then they're prayed after for 30 days at Silent Unity. So please avail yourself of the power of prayer. It absolutely works, because without Pam and her wonderful prayers and dedication, I would not have healed from that lousy flu that I had as quickly as I did, okay? So it was just a wave of prayer love that I could feel when she did that 2 weeks ago, and it really made a difference for me. So thanks again, Angel Pam. And now it's time for all of us to gather in a circle and sing our peace song before we have birthday cake.
with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. And we know the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Go forth blessed and blessing. Woo! Oh, yes, remember your palms. If you'd like a palm, please come get one.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
Birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to me. Thank you. Woo!